Okay, let's get right into it. So you're using an AI coding assistant, and you're probably way past just asking it basic questions. But to really make it a core part of your team, you've got to go deeper. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to configure Claude Code like a total pro, transforming it from just a handy tool into a teammate you can actually count on to be consistent.
So does this sound painfully familiar? You find yourself typing out the same exact instructions over and over? Hey, remember to use async await, or don't forget to format this according to our style guide. It's maddening, right? Well, that's a frustration you can just completely get rid of. And the secret isn't about getting better at writing prompts. Nope, it's all about having a smarter configuration.
All right, let's start with the absolute bedrock here. Getting this part right is step one, and it's essential if you want everyone on your team to get the same high-quality results from the AI every single time. So the configuration works kind of like a waterfall or a cascade of rules. And understanding this hierarchy is, well, it's absolutely crucial. You've got your user-level config. Think of this as your personal stuff, your little preferences. Then you've got the project-level config. This is the big one. It's the law of the land for the whole team. And finally, you can have these little directory-level configs, which are like local town rules that only apply to a specific neighborhood. And here's the key. The most specific rule always wins. It's a really clever way to handle complexity without things getting messy. Now, this is the part you really need to hear. If you want a new developer to join your team and instantly get on the same page, their instructions have to be in the project-level config. Why? It's simple. That file gets checked into your version control, like Git. Your personal user-level file, that stays on your machine. This is, without a doubt, the #1 reason teams see inconsistent AI behavior, so get it in the project. And listen, your configuration doesn't have to be this one massive, scary file. You can actually keep things super clean and organized. Just use the @import command to pull in specific rule files. You could have, say, a dedicated testing.md for your testing rules or an API conventions.md file all tucked away in a rules directory. It makes everything so much easier to manage. It's just clean. Okay, with our foundation solid, let's start building on top of it. This is where things get really, really cool. You can actually start creating your own custom tools and smart roles that make the AI feel like it was tailor-made for your codebase. So this brings up a really powerful feature called skills. Now, sometimes a skill might spit out a huge wall of text, like a really detailed analysis of your code. Well, the context for command is your secret weapon. It basically tells the AI, hey, go open up a little side conversation for this task. It's like a scratch pad. This keeps your main chat super clean and focused on what you're actually trying to solve so you don't get lost in the weeds. So when do you make something a skill versus just a regular rule? It's pretty straightforward. The rules in your main CLAUDE.md file are the always-on universal principles. But skills, those are your on-demand power tools that you call up with a slash command. So your always use async/await rule, that's a guideline that's always in the background. But something like /refactor component, that's a specialized tool you only pull out for a specific job. You definitely wouldn't want that running all the time. And here's another pro tip for being super efficient. Look, you don't want your AI wasting its brain power and your tokens thinking about testing rules when you're just editing a CSS file, right? Of course not. So you use these path-specific globs. You can tell a rule, hey, you only wake up and activate when I'm working on a file that ends in .test.tsx. This keeps the context laser-focused and your cost down. It's just smart. Okay, let's switch gears and talk strategy for a second. Claude Code doesn't just have one way of doing things. It's got two main modes of attack, and knowing which one to use when is a total game changer. You can think of it like this. Are you an architect drafting a big blueprint, or are you a handyman just making a quick fix? The difference couldn't be clearer. Plan mode is for the big, complex architectural problems, the kinds of changes where you absolutely need to see the whole blueprint before you even think about laying a single brick. Direct execution, on the other hand, is your go-to for quick, surgical strikes. It's for when you know exactly what needs to be done and you just need it done, like yesterday. So when do you reach for plan mode? Use it for anything that has those big, sweeping implications. I'm talking restructuring microservices or a massive library migration that's going to touch, 45+ files. It's for any time you need to safely explore different options before you commit to a path that's going to be really expensive to undo. And direct execution? It's perfect for all those straightforward jobs. Got a bug fix with a nice clear stack trace? Bam, direct execution. Need to add a simple little validation check to a function? Direct execution. It's for those well-understood changes where you don't need a committee meeting, you just need action. And finally, let's take it to the expert level. This is about weaving these tools directly into your team's core development pipelines and automation. Honestly, this is where the real magic happens. This right here is one of the most powerful workflows you can possibly adopt. Seriously. Instead of trying to vaguely describe a problem to the AI, you write the tests first. Then you just copy and paste the exact test failure output and give it to Claude. There is no clearer, more direct way to guide the AI to the right answer. You just iterate, feeding it the new failures until, boom, all the tests pass.
Now check this out. Here's a really cool technique called the interview pattern. Instead of telling the AI what to do, you flip the script and ask it to interview you about the problem. This forces it to ask you all these clarifying questions, which can totally expose blind spots in your own thinking. It is a fantastic way to challenge your own assumptions, especially if you're working in a part of the code base you're not too familiar with.
And of course, the holy grail. You can automate this whole thing. So when you're hooking this into your CI/CD pipeline, you're going to want to use the -p flag, that's for non-interactive mode. Then add -output format JSON so you get back results a machine can actually read. Also, make sure your project's CLAUDE.md has all your testing standards in it so the AI knows what good looks like for you. And here is a final critical pro tip. You ready? Always, and I mean always, use a completely separate, fresh instance of Claude for doing code reviews. Why? Well, it's to avoid bias. You don't want the AI reviewing its own homework, right? It's like trying to be your own editor. You just need a fresh set of eyes, even if they happen to be digital. So there you have it. We've walked through the entire blueprint, all the way from the basic configuration foundation to these super advanced automated workflows. The real question now is, what are you going to build with it? What custom tools and smart pipelines are you going to create to really push your team to that next level?